Hey, welcome back to Pitt-Side Garage. It is the end of 2024. It's a day before Christmas Eve. I finally have some time off because I've been working a lot of overtime at work. So it's time to get the truck torn apart. I got to get the transmission out of it so I can get it back to Scott Wallace so he can freshen it up for me over the winter. Have it ready to go next season. It's the first time I've run a Powerglide before, so like I said, I don't have a whole lot of data with them. I want to get it apart, see how it looks. It's been in the truck for about 3 seasons, so I say it's probably due. I've heard that they don't, they need a little bit more maintenance than like a throw down 727 will need. Because one of my Challenger's been in there for like 8 or 9 years. But I'd rather have it freshened up and ready to go rather than run it until it breaks. But I'm gonna bring you along with me while I take this thing apart. I got to pull the doors off and the wheels off and the dash out and the trans tunnel out and get the transmission out of it. So I'm gonna put this thing in fast-paced mode, time lapse, so that you guys don't have to sit there and watch me for 45 minutes till I get the transmission out. Plus, I am a metalhead and I have to listen to music while I work. So you guys probably don't want to hear that. I don't have the rights to any of the music anyways. So here we go. Let's get to work. I want to show you guys a little bit more of the truck while I have it out and about and apart. I took the new engine, the block, the crank, the rods, the pistons, the rear Morrison today. We're going to get the block honed and get it, all the deck checked and everything else. It's a brand new block, so I want to get it all over, checked over, get it race prepped by rear Morrison. These guys do a good job. They're not the cheapest in the world, but they do a good job. I know I'm going to get it back and it's not going to be ruined. So here's the reed case Powerglide in the truck. You can see the whole truck comes apart. Makes it really easy to work on. Much easier anyways. So I still got the cross member I got to take out. Got the cooler lines off. The cooler is actually in the bed with a fan on it. On the toggle switch on the dash over there. So let's see, most of the stuff is apart. I pulled the dipstick off. You can see the bell housing on a big block Dodge goes all the way around. We got 2 at the bottom that go through the block. I got those off, got the starter off. There's a trick I learned on this car that helps me anyways when I'm by myself, which is most of the time. I put a ratchet strap over across the tail housing in between here when I get it off, so that when I come and lay it down, I can control the way the transmission comes down off the jack better, instead of it just coming down and falling, because the frame rails are a little bit too narrow for the bell housing, so you gotta have to kind of take it down at an angle. I get the steering or get the starter ears past it, but having that strap on the back, especially putting it back in, really helps me by myself, because it's hard to get it in here and then get it on the jack and then get it going up in the air and then moving it around. It can be a real pain in the butt. It took me a long time, and I dropped it several times before I figured out that I could just put a strap back here and it would save me. So we'll probably try it going down as well, unless my wife shows up and helps me out. Anywho, back to the teardown. Well, there you go. Out and about. One person job. Didn't take me too long. I only listened to one album 2 times. Only 12 songs on it, so it's not too bad. Considering I don't work on this thing all that often. I've only had it for a few years. But yeah, I'm in a little bit of a mess. If I'd have had one person here, it would have been way easier because the converter could have got out the converter, you know, separately without dropping the transmission down. But there it is. Reed case Powerglide, ready to go off and get freshened up. I'll give it a little brake clean jobbo so that Scott doesn't have to get as dirty. I didn't get too dirty. Truck stays pretty clean underneath it. But yeah, so 2024 year end, 2025, I think it's gonna be a good year for all of us. Racing wise should be fun. Gonna have a new engine going in this truck sooner or later. Maybe sooner than later. I'm gonna take this one out and freshen it up. It needs it's been a warrior for a long time. It's got a lot of passes on it. I hate to lose it, so I'm gonna try to put some fresh parts in it and bring it back out. I'm gonna put the aluminum motor will be going in this one for a little while. I'm gonna rewire the Challenger. Need to replumb it, fuel lines and such. Figure out what fuel I'm gonna run. It's gonna be a super street car mainly. I'll bracket race it some as well, but had to figure all that out. If I'm gonna go methanol, belt pump, belt drive pump. I don't know. Never done any throttle stop racing really, so it'll be an adventure for all of us. But I'm starting to get parts coming for it. Luckily the overtime came back, like I said earlier in the video, so I've been working a lot. I'm gonna try to make a mid-season push so I can get a lot of work done before it starts getting hot again. But when I do, you'll be able to see it here. I know this may not be the most fun thing to watch in the world, but if you're bored and you watched it, thank you. Appreciate it. If it sucked, you can ignore it or tell me it sucked. I got thick skin, I don't care. You know what I mean? But yeah, hope you enjoyed what you got to see, and thanks for watching Pitt-Side Garage. See you in 2025. Merry Christmas.